Hello. Today we'll be fixing a leaky bathroom faucet. This is a Moen two-handle faucet. You have a hot and a cold side. If you were dealing with just a single faucet in the middle, it would be a slightly different fix. This one is going to have two of the cartridge replacements, one in each side. We've already identified that both sides have a very slow drip. So we're just going to replace both of the cartridge faucets. You can get these cartridge replacements on Amazon. They're about half the price of Home Depot. You can see this was our particular one. It fits the Moen 1224. And this is a 2-pack, one for each side. Sometimes you only need to change out one of them. So the first step is determining which side the leak is coming from. In this faucet, I've already determined that we have a slow drip from each side, the hot and the cold. Otherwise, the way you would tell is we could come under the sink and we would shut off the cold side or the hot side, this line here. And to turn these on and off, all you do, close it to the right clockwise, open it to the left counterclockwise, and you could do it one at a time and see if it's still dripping. So if you closed off the cold side and you still notice the drip, then you know the drip is coming from the hot side. If you close the hot side and had the cold side open and it was dripping, now you know it's from the cold side. And you can do this to either one to figure out which one the drip is coming from. So like I said, this one, I know there's a slow drip on both sides. And it only drips very rarely, but there is water coming out. Sometimes you can just clear the debris. Oh, I think I just caught the drip there. And sometimes you can just clean the cartridge O-rings, which are the little black rubber rings around here. Sometimes they just need to be cleaned off. Maybe there's debris inside or it's calcium buildup. So to start, first thing we'll do, we're going to turn the water off to both sides. And just turn this to the right. You don't have to do it super tight. This one I've already got off. So just make sure it's turned all the way. Yep. Now both sides are off. The next step will be taking the handle off. Some handles have a screw either on the end right here. You would pop the cap off, or there's a cap on top that you would pop off with a screwdriver somehow. These, you're just gonna turn them. You can see it spins. Turn it counterclockwise, and it's gonna come off. See, there's just a little bit of buildup inside here. That might be part of our problem with the leak. And you can tell along here there's a little bit of calcium buildup. Zoom in a little so you can see it. Just along the edge there, you can see some of the white stuff is So the next step will be loosening this top. I'm just going to use a pair of, these are called Robo Grip by Craftsman. They just move. You can use any kind of pliers. You just want to be careful not to mark up your actual sink. Like you do not want to scratch around here, so you'll keep it a little bit high. We'll just go counterclockwise, just enough to loosen it. And we can undo it by hand the rest of the way. That's just going to come right off. Now, here's our cartridge. It's going to be just like the replacement cartridges we have. These are sometimes a little tricky to get out. Right now we want to see which way the top of this is orientated over here. So on this one we can see it's facing out, and I'm going to set it that way over on the side so I know that that's the same direction. You can see I can wiggle it off by hand. Okay, we're going to try a screwdriver, see if we can get this raised up a little bit. Just slip it in if we can make a little gap for it. Try to use some leverage to get it up. There we go. As you can see, we got a little bit of water trying to sneak out the sides. When we pull this cartridge out, we're going to get some water from the top. There we go. And here's the water. If you don't have a towel or some paper towels, it will run down into the bottom part of your sink. Might not hurt to put a towel underneath. We'll just soak up enough of this to where we don't have any issues. Okay, I have a little nylon brush. You could use an old toothbrush or whatever you want. I'm just gonna clean up around this just to make sure there's no calcium or debris on there when we screw everything back together. I'll do the same thing with this. Just give it a quick brush. Clean it up a little bit. All right. See which way this was turned. Okay. I'm going to put the new cartridge in. Just push it down. We're going to get a little water come out. Some people put a drop of silicone to make it slide in easy. I've never really had any trouble with the Moen faucets. And we'll just push it down until it fits. All right, nice and tight fit. I'll go ahead and wipe out the inside of this as well. Try to get any excess water that's under this. You can take your little washer and drop it right back on top. Just tighten it down. Right now we're just going to hand tighten. We're going to see if this will fit on here the right way. Okay, you can see we're going to need to turn this a little bit. Looks like it's going to fit. We're going to go ahead and put everything back in order. paper towel. Give that a final dry off. We have a little indicator telling that that's the hot side. Drop it back on here. Take the handle. Oops, almost forgot. I'm gonna tighten this up with this. Just nice and easy. You don't want it to be too tight. Let's set this back on top and we will turn it clockwise. And get it screwed back down. Doesn't have to be super tight, and we're going to make sure the handle still works. Full range of motion. Now we'll do the other side. I've adjusted the view a little bit so you can watch it in the mirror from the back side. We're going to throw away our old cartridge. You can tell it's a little bit dirty around the bottom. You can see some staining and some calcium possibly was a problem on the inside of it. So we'll throw that one away. It's going to be the same thing on this side of the sink. The water's already turned off. Let's loosen this. Counterclockwise. And I'll lift the handle off. This one's a little cleaner than the last one. And our indicator for the cold water side. Once again, I'll just give this a quick brush just to clean away anything. We'll take our pliers, just give it a gentle turn. Turn the nut counterclockwise to get it off. Take this. Now, we'll use our screwdriver to get this lifted off of here. Ooh, that came flying out of there. As you can see, I was putting my hand over the back side of the pliers so I don't smash it into the mirror and break the mirror this time. And there's our old cartridge. You can see it's dirty. Now we'll take our brand new cartridge. And we will line it up. You can see there's a little tab. See the tiny little tab on there? Right there in the front. You'll line that tab up with the groove in the sink. You can see it right there on this one. It's like a little cutout where it goes in perfect. And we'll just drop this in here. Get some water push out as we go down. Okay. Go ahead and dry it off. I don't want any extra water under there. We can take our little bonnet washer, screw it back on the top, clockwise. And take the pliers. We'll go clockwise. Just enough to tighten it up, not too much. Do not want to break these things, they're just plastic underneath. Drop that in there first, and we'll try again. Moving this clockwise. We'll line up our little indicator underneath of it. can go back under the sink. And we'll do exactly the same thing we did earlier. We're going to take our valves and you'll go counterclockwise to open them. Some valves are different. You can have a quarter turn valve where it's just one little one that just turns one little quarter turn. These are a little bit older. You just turn them a little farther to open them. This is the exact same thing for the hot side. Turn them a few times. And we'll come back up top. And we'll check our water. There's our cold side. Nice strong flow. And the hot side. One other thing that wouldn't hurt while you're doing this, you could take off the aerator cap and clean it. I'll actually put this on another video, just a little short video, just to clean this out to see if there's any more debris inside. And we did all this with just one pair of pliers, screwdriver to help get the cartridge off. All I'll do is kind of wiggle it and pry it off. And you could use a brush to clean if you needed to, or a toothbrush, whatever you got available. And I would always have some paper towels or a towel just to clean up any water that comes out of the top. If you like this video, please subscribe and like the video. That helps out a lot with the channel. Please let me know below if you have any questions, and I'll put a link to the cartridge replacements from Amazon in the profile so you guys can find it. And you can also buy the original Moen ones on Amazon as well. All right, everyone, have a great day. Let me know if there's any other videos you would like to see.